Everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It's about 3:30 on Sunday afternoon, October 1st, 2017. We're going to look at what happened in the S&P 500 over the past week. After I remind you that the website and the video are for educational purposes only, nothing stated at the site or in the video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I am not a licensed financial professional. I am just a guy who draws lines on charts. So let's take a look. Well, looking here at a 30-minute chart, we've talked about I think two very clear patterns and a third that looks fairly clear. First off, this inverted head and shoulders pattern back here that we broke out over earlier, or like in the second week of September, stayed over that neckline ever since. We did pull back to it, which is typical behavior. Then that is where we started to find support and started to set new all-time highs. That all makes perfect sense and is perfectly consistent with an inverted head and shoulders pattern back here. Here's some good news. Where did we close on Friday? We closed about 25.19. Where is our neckline at that point? 24.89. That's 30 points higher. That means we are now 1% over this neckline, certainly 1% over where we started to break out, because that's a little lower. So that means now I'm sort of doing the official call, I guess, if you will, for our target. And the way I'll do that, I'll put a horizontal line up here at about 25.40, and I will make it a bright yellow color. So there's our target. The other patterns are smaller, but they're also bullish. First off, you've got this little tiny inverted head and shoulders that formed over 3 days that I believe in itself is part of a head of a larger inverted head and shoulders pattern. We got over this neckline, and as a matter of fact, with that close that we saw on Friday, that's just about enough if you want to measure the target from this little pattern. That target would be at 25.18, and we closed at 25.19. So that little pattern, I'm talking about this little 3-day pattern right here, has done its thing. Then we also have, possibly not quite as clear as those two, a kind of a medium-sized pattern, if you will, in relation to the sizes that we're talking about. All of these are small, okay, but this is the one that's in the middle. And we're now over that neckline with Friday's move, though again I have to say, not by a technically significant margin. And just between you and me, by the time we get a technically significant margin over this line, we will already be at or above the minimum target level. So can't really do much with this, except to say it looks like 25.40, we may be on our way. Finally, just one more thing I want to show. I'm going to make this fairly brief. The other thing is, it looks like we're sort of in a rising channel right here between these two gray lines. I'll tell you what, I don't see anything on here right now that's what color? We'll make it an ugly color like that. Just want to give it something other than gray, since I think this is a legitimate chance at being a channel. And if it is, then I would not be surprised if we start the week off with a little bit of weakness, maybe to pull us back to this neckline or to bring us back down to this rising support line right here. At any rate, this chart says we should stay above 2,500 for the week, and we should end up gaining for the week. So let's just keep an eye on it together. Again, this pattern right here.
Captain.
Sorry about that interruption. I had a browser open and all of a sudden I started hearing a Captain Morgan ad and it was throwing me off. But let's see if we stay between these two parallel lines right here going forward. Everything looks pretty bullish. The only thing that's a slight negative is the simple fact that we close right at this line of resistance or very close to it on Friday. And if this continues to work as a line of resistance, then I think we could be seeing a move now back down to this line of support, which would start the week off with, I think, a propensity towards moderate to very mild weakness. So guys, there is your video for the week, for the last week of September. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to watch it. And as always, thanks for your very kind support.